Thank you. The non-revenue stands at 53%. And with the department, it shows that you should be having 25% or less. And I think this is where the problem is, because it is now bringing also a problem to the urban, because it is now 2 months in arrears.
1 month. It's 1 month.
Have you paid for the other month?
Yes.
It was 1 month the other time.
It's still 1 month. I've paid the other one, so it's still 1 month.
Now, what is your steps to reduce these
non-revenue water? Thank you, Chair. Allow me first to say non-revenue water is a very complicated occurrence in the water sector. Non-revenue water is the water that I produce, but I don't bill. Reason is, it is either there are leakages and burst along the pipeline, so it doesn't get to the consumer. Another scenario of non-revenue water is my water meters might be under registering. Instead of reading 5, maybe they are reading 4. That is what we call the commercial losses because of the accuracy of the water meters. I want to mention here, and I agree with you 100%, that we are posting a non-revenue water of 53%. Reason is, our pipe network is older than me. Some of the lines are older than me. So what we have done, as Kericho Water, I have developed what you call a non-revenue water reduction strategy. But it doesn't come without a cost. Allow me to maybe tell you that to replace the pipeline and all the meters from where we are seated, the county assembly, Kericho CBD only, excluding the other line of Shivling, just the center of Kericho town. This section here comes with a vote of 98 million shillings. So we are still looking for donors to support us to address that issue. What we have also done as an intervention, we have moved away from using galvanized pipes, that is the GI. We have also moved away from using UPVC, the plastic pipes. We are currently on HDPE, high density polyphenol plastics. So we are addressing this, but it is not a one-day solution. It is not. It's progressive. And as I had mentioned, it comes with a use cost. Thank you. So we are working on it. We have identified the areas as Kericho Water where we are not doing good. 3 of them. 1 is the low water coverage for Kericho. Number 2 is the high non-revenue water. And number 3 is the staff productivity. Is the personnel expenditure as a percentage of O&M. Thank you, Chair.
We have been talking about the role, and maybe you dwell majorly on the one in Parade. There is one because of an issue with permit. There are these other rural schemes that we have. And we have, I think, almost 80% of them does not operate at the moment. I don't know which blame do we carry to on this. Because when you talk of an institution like Societ, school, hospital, doesn't have water, where are we heading as the county? Most of our schools rely on KEWASCO water. In Kipkelian, in this other side, like now, Kagip 2 doesn't have water. Kipkelian, the same. And I think Kagip 2 is under the upper. And they don't have water. Borboret also is the same. Now, when we talk of, we were just putting our reasons to permit. What of this one? They depend on their own. What are your plans for this? Because if we generalize everything in rule and plain permit, I think we are heading nowhere. So kindly guide us on the steps that you are taking on this.
Thank you, Chair. I want to mention that in the rural we have a number of schemes. First, I want to say for tenant is working. We have for tenant which is operational. We have Londiani partially operational. Typically now we are not operating it. So short, I can say partially operational. Now, first let's discuss about the social. As you're aware, I secured the funding to the tune of 15 million to get water from Kapsoi to Sosiot. The pipeline is 99.9% done, including the water tank, the reservoir at Kaptoboite. Now, what is remaining are only the few components. Already Sosiot Girls is connected to the water from Kericho to the new line. So we have sorted Sosiot Girls. We are yet to connect Jeptenye and Sosiot Town. So we are getting into handover of the said project next week, and then we'll now complete the remaining accessories. Very few accessories, and we'll supply water from here to Sosiot. Now, for the case of Kipkelion is not operational now. We have challenges in Kipkelion. One is with the pump sets, and two is our raw gravity main that has failed. But my team is already there. They are working to ensure that water gets into the treatment. The challenge still remains the pumps and the pump sets, which we have had a discussion, and we are trying to mop up some money so that we can acquire functional pumps. And we need also some money, maybe from this committee, to appropriate some funds so that we replace the rising main for Kipkelion. The rising main is very old. It's very old. So sometimes when we pump, it breaks up. So that is for Kipkelion. Londiani is partially operational. The issues are the payment for electricity. Now, for the case of areas within Kericho Urban that do not have water, I want to note the following, that you have mentioned that Borboret do not have water now. I'm happy to inform you, Chair, and the committee members, that we have done a line from Kapsoi to Borboret dispensary. 100% done. What is only remaining is the last mile connectivity, which is a component under subsidiary agreement, because that is part of the funding that will come because of the Dukamoja project. Kapsoi currently has water almost 24 hours. Kagiptui, we had some few challenges with the line, but we have sorted. So Kagiptui, as we are talking now, has water. Thank you, Chair.
I think this morning somebody called me from Kagiptui that they don't have water.
Yes.
So I don't know who is talking the truth when you say
we have addressed it. There was a problem with the SPI tank, which has been addressed. So water is there. Okay. Because I also got the same information. I got the same call.
There is the customer meter deposit account.
Yes.
Which is supposed to be having to a tune of almost 28 million. But currently it is 7 million. 7.7 million. What was the purpose of withdrawing this money?
Okay, thank you, Chair. I want to say I agree with you 100% that the customer deposit is supposed to be having over 28 million. This 28 million should be spread into the following accounts. Account number 1 is account for Tilibe Water and Sanitation Company, which is supposed to be having 4,050,375 shillings. Chemosit water and sanitation company account should be having 5,254,915, and the Kericho Water main account, that is customer deposit account, we should be having 19,255,299, cumulatively coming to 28,560,589. Chair, water sector has undergone through tremendous transformation. For the case of Chemasit, it currently has 1.2,758,392 and some 80 cents. I want to note here that Chemasit Water Company existed long before, and it changed name in 2013 around there to Tilil Bay. So this account is frozen. The money from Chemasit account was borrowed long time ago to pay for salaries for staff. That one is normally done with the authorization from the board. The minutes are always there, and they are tight for even the bank to allow you utilize that money. For the case of Tilil Bay, this is a scenario where you have an account that has got maybe 4 million shillings and people have not been paid salaries. The board deliberates on it, and they allow borrowings from the deposit account to pay for emergencies. For Kericho Water, I want to note that when I came in, this account had less than 1 million shillings. It had less than 1 million shillings. I've put in place a standing order monthly of 100,000. That is why the figure has gone to 5.1. It had less than 1 million. But there was also some borrowing, which was approved by the board. So currently, the customer deposits stand at 7.75063, which we are populating it, and we want to believe with the standing orders and our new customers will get to a figure closer to 28 million. Thank you.
Okay, Mwana MD, I think also we want to know the importance of KEWASCO having Kimugu water treatment plant, and what are the benefits that this Kimugu water treatment plant will help the county, and also help the KEWASCO to sort out some issues like that of areas. I think this can expand the revenue stream for the KEWASCO. Can you tell us how can we use this KEWASCO to get more revenue and also to sort areas for rural staff? Kindly.
Okay, thank you, Mheshimiwa. Kimugu Water project is complete, but we are not 100% operational. Not because there is an issue with the production. The issue that is there is the customer base. I don't have customers to consume 13 million liters of water per day. If you look at the components within this project, it came with a 50-kilometer pipeline.
But we have the customers we have the customers within town who doesn't get the water from the other source.
Okay, I want to say that immediately after completion, we had 2,205 number of customers who are not getting water. So immediately we completed this, the number has reduced to 1,599. So I still acknowledge that I have some customers within my service area who are not able to get water. The main reason is either there was a roadwork that was done and the pipeline was damaged. But in areas where we have maybe minor blockages, we normally unblock and we make sure the customers get water. So the benefits of Kimugu coming on board, as you are aware, we are targeting to increase our customer base by 200,000 persons. If you take a family of an average of 6, we are talking of over 33,000 additional connections. Over 33,000. So when we have that huge customer base, the company becomes more liquid because you'll have more money coming into the company, and it will sort out the issues of cash flow which we are currently experiencing. So that is where we are. We are currently producing between 4,500 to 5,000 meter cubic of water per day against a design capacity of 13,000. Thank you, Chair.
Maybe it's a question from Abraham.
Thank you so much, Chair. I've been following the conversation. The Managing Director, I am not sure of what the county government has gotten into per se in this instance, because the county assembly for a very long time has not been abreast with this matter. I don't know why the Department of Water has never raised an about KEWASCO for the last 13 years. That is an issue that I want to hear from them. What do you acted so well and paid down at that particular time? I'm getting very strange undertaking the county government of Kericho has gone into, to a point of having that irrevocable undertaking to support the rural staff. So the county is held hostage here, and it is held hostage because of this undertaking. There's a very serious undertaking the county has gone into, and it seems the county is not going to reverse from it. And I think a quick stakeholder meeting, which is more than what we are having here, needs to really come to elaborate this and unravel this. Because for me, begging all those other requests, and even the debts, I still maintain my stand, what I said about the bills for the water service from Bomet.
Bomet, yes.
The county assembly was never informed that we are buying bulk water from Bomet. Never, for the last 13 years. Since the county government started operation in Kericho, until when we came here, that is the time we were hearing about purchase of bulk water. Now, the salary harmonization is never an item that has ever come from the department to the county assembly for appropriation, as Mheshimiwa Vincent said and Mheshimiwa Matthew has said. The county assembly could have appropriated even part of the liabilities of this company. Now, when we were doing the assets and liabilities for defunct local authorities, we were compiling liabilities for the defunct local authorities, and therein, the KEWASCO was an item of an investment in the defunct county council. We never saw any liability across, and the county has budgeted for all the liabilities that were raised at that particular time, and sufficient public participation was done at that particular time, even including us going to KEWASCO and recording the assets of KEWASCO and liabilities. While at KEWASCO, we were never informed that the county has any liability with KEWASCO. What transpired at that particular time, we were referred to Lake Victoria South. And I think that is where we should go now. We need to go back to Lake Victoria South and not come to the county assembly anymore, so that those debts of KEWASCO be sorted out by Lake Victoria. Because we are having players here who are taking the county hostage, yet the county has never been abreast on anything on those matters of KEWASCO and what transpired after the merger. But I was there when the merger was done. And these issues, I can assure you, not even the salary harmonization was mentioned in the merger. Not even the takeover of liabilities was mentioned during the merger. And I will challenge the lawyers who did that merger, and I think we need to go back there and challenge the lawyers who did the merger. It seems the county government is actually at a loss so to speak, by this merger, and if the merger was for the KFW funds, and then let KFW also be informed that, okay, we merged because we wanted your funds, and now that we got your funds, we have a very big mega project. So forget about the employees. Let them suffer because of the merger and because of this KFW thing. So for me, this irrevocable thing that is mentioned here, irrevocable undertaking by the county government of Kericho to fulfill all those 4 conditions, was never a condition anywhere that the county assembly has ever had. And it is being had for the first time in the proceedings of the Committee of Water. That I assure you. So it means there is something else behind. And I'm asking you a question, MD. Why do you think that the department has never brought in those concerns to the county government, here to the county assembly, for the purposes of appropriation? Well, my simple reasoning would have been, now the KEWASCO is an investment, it's making profits. So you see now, that is the intention. The KEWASCO is a profit-making entity, like Bianga Tea Farm, as an investment of the county, like the Kipkeli and Coffee Mill, assumed to be making profits. And the department was looking at KEWASCO to actually add more revenue to the department rather than to have an expenditure in the department. I mean, why do you think that the department has been silent for the last 10 years about this issue of KEWASCO, other than the electricity bill for Bomet? Electricity bill for Bomet. Not even the purchase of bulk water, electricity bill for Bomet. I think for me, now responsibility needs to be taken from there. Let the responsibility be taken from there, because if somebody failed from even informing the county assembly that we have a problem other than COVID time, other than now when the employees are 11 months in arrears, and then I think there is a bigger problem. It's not even what we are discussing here. That there seems to be another bigger problem, which is not what we are discussing here. Because for employees to have lacked salaries for the last 11 months, and yet we are pegging it on the bills for Bomet, and Bomet to supply water to Litain, for them to be paid their salaries. And for me, there is something else behind, not really the Bomet issue, not the bulk water purchase issue. Because you could have told us as MD, now the Kimugu water project, because it was a product of KEWASCO, we are hoping that it will generate more money with the 33,000 new connections. It will bail out KEWASCO, because that is the reason why the merger was done. So, but clearly in your submissions, you are not saying that it is not anywhere close to helping KEWASCO staff unless the county government, bail out the 64 million. So is that really what we are saying?
Thank you, Mheshimiwa. Allow me first to say, I think we are now getting it right. This is a time that we are making things right. I'm sorry maybe for what had happened prior to for the last 13 years. But I'm happy that now all of us are putting our heads together to look at what are the solutions. I want to mention the following. That we have functions of national government within the water company. And I want to refer you to Water Act 2016. Look at the role of Water Service Regulatory Board, WASREP. Now, their role, there are 2 critical roles that they do. One is they set the standards for water. 2, they issue tariffs for customers. That is under customer protection. That is their main role. So we have a county government entity in the name of Kericho Water. But some of the components within its operations are under national government, regulated by a national government entity, WASREP. Tariffs and customer protection, and setting the standards. Number 2, I want to say that Kericho Water is a non-profit making institution because our tariffs are predetermined. We are only trying to break even. We are trying to be in what the business people call it indifference. So we are a non-profit making entity. Allow me to refer you also to the Constitution, Section 43 1D of the Constitution, that gives everyone a right to water. So if we commercialize 100% this commodity, what happens to those poor people? What happens? And that is why water is heavily subsidized. I want to mention here, honorable members, that the cost of producing 1 meter cube of water here in Kericho is 88 shillings. 88 shillings. That is 1,000 liters. I spend 88 shillings to treat it and deliver. But the lower consumers, the majority of the population, studies have shown that whoever consumes between 1 and 6 lies within the band of let me use the term low income earners. I charge them 50 shillings. So already I'm in a negative of 38 shillings. And that is why that subsidy comes in. I also want to mention,
is it 50 shillings per cubic meter?
Per cubic meter.
Or per unit?
It is 1 unit is 1 cubic meter, which is 1,000 liters.
Which is 50 shillings.
Yes, 50 shillings. So I'm giving that customer who is within the band of 1 to 6, 50 shillings per unit, which is per cubic, which is per 1,000 liters. So when you take 1,000 liters, you pay me 50 shillings. Whereas I spend 18 shillings to get you that 1,000 liters. So already we are at a deficit of 38 shillings. And that is the reason for the subsidy. Now, I have, which I also submitted to you, this is the Gazette Notice number 1305 of 2023, the new tariff for KEWASCO. So what I have also done to ensure that the rural call center breaks even, we have put them on the same tariff with the urban. The only thing that we need in rural is water. Only water. Consistent supply of water. Currently I am receiving less by 2,790 on the agreed amount. That tells you that on average I receive 1,210 meter cubic of water instead of 4,000. So if we get water in the rural, we'll be able to pay salaries on time because of this new tariff. Initially, the tariff for the rural was very low. It was at 33 shillings. 33 shillings. We were buying water from Bomet at 30. We are selling at 33, and we had an revenue water of 50%. So already we are operating on negatives. That is the reason we are in those issues. So I want to mention here, Mheshimiwa, that I think we are now on the right track, where the Committee on Water calls, we come, we discuss issues. It is a great step forward and in the right direction. So what this assembly normally appropriates is the money to purchase bulk water from Bomet. The cost of producing water in Itare, which is run by electricity, it is a two-tier pumping. You pump from the river to the treatment, from the treatment to the distribution network, is more than 100 shillings. So that means if we make decisions that these water companies are not supposed to be subsidized, that person who is at the lowest level will have to pay at least 100 shillings, which will be too expensive. We will be negating the constitutional right, the right to water. And that is the reason for the subsidies. Thank you.
Now, Chair, before Bernard, Now, do you have to buy this water from Bomet? You know, initially, given that it was for the county council of, I don't know, it belonged to Kericho. It belonged to Kericho. Now, do you have to buy this water from Bomet? You see, because that it is very disturbing, eh? It is very disturbing, especially if you tell the residents of Litein that we are buying water from Bomet. So the disconnection actually is because Bomet, we have not paid Bomet for water, which is a natural resource. Eh? I would really want to hear what WASREP said on that and the Lake Victoria side, because if we have to buy water from Bomet, for example, and I live somewhere around Eldoret, and we have a facility that is drawing water from Elgeyo Marakwet, I would really want to see if, for instance, Uasin Gishu County Government purchases water from Elgeyo Marakwet. That is in the dam up there in Elgeyo Marakwet. I don't think that is the position. So if that is the position in the water companies, and then Kericho can take very hard decisions, including abandoning that purchase of water from Bomet and looking for other sources of water within Kericho and close that project completely. Imagine of closure, and we close, or yet we share. We can as well purchase the land of where that water is in Itare and purchase, so that as God gives the waters to Bomet, they give water to Kericho, so that Bomet does not sell. I'm seeing our bargaining power in Kericho, and you know that irrevocable thing, saying irrevocable support from Kericho. You know that we are having that bargain from Kericho. So by when Nakuru does the Itare Dam here, they will sell us the dam that is done. Should if really we need
I'll make a comment. Yes. Okay, thank you. Maybe I want to say the issue of bulk water purchase is not unique to Kericho. It's not unique. You talked of a case in Uasin Gishu, where they're getting water from the dam in is it Elgeyo Marakwet, right? We also have the Msima Springs, which serves the 3 counties in the coast. that one has got a bulk water component. For Elgeyo Marakwet, none. For our case at Sundu, where we are serving the residents in Kisumu, no bulk water agreement. Let's look at each case uniquely. Why do we have to buy water from Bomet? I said this is a pumping scheme. The treatment is there, and it is a pumping scheme. Two-tier pumping, as I had mentioned. So we are actually meeting the cost of production, which we are also saying it is over 100 shillings, and we are buying from them at 30 shillings. So it is a unique scenario. And as you are aware, honorable members, water rarely follows the administrative boundaries. They follow geographical boundaries. So those are the uniqueness. So there is a discussion in the country, which is going on now, to amend the Water Act 2016 to take into consideration the issue of transboundary water. What happens to a water source that serves 2 or 3 counties? Who should be in charge? Those are the amendments which are coming. I'm informed that it's already at the National Assembly for discussion. So that will solve this problem. We made proposal. One is, can we get a neutral entity to manage the production between Kericho and Bomet? It sounds a good idea. But you will also be increasing the players. That means you are increasing the cost of this water. Number 2, we made another proposal that can this be taken up by national government. So the national government sells water to either county in bulk. Or can we get a private entity to manage production and sell water to the 2 counties or more than 2 counties? So those are the discussions. So I want to say that as it is now, we are actually paying for the cost of production at Itare. The cost of production. Why it is bulk? If we put it on under this, maybe I explain to you. We are getting let's do a very simple example. Suppose we say we are getting 2,000. Let's come to 2,000 meter cube of water per day under this tariff structure. I take you to 2,000. Will fall under the category of large consumers, and it will be very expensive. Very expensive. The tariff band there is greater than 90 shillings. But bulk water per meter cubic standardized across the country, across the entire country, is 35 shillings per meter cube. So when Bomet gets the new tariff, it means they'll increase from what they are charging us 30 to 35. Instead of charging us 90 per cubic meter. So that is the essence of the bulk. Now, you have also mentioned that that some of the assets that we have belongs to Lake Victoria South. I agree. Before devolution, that is when we were still running under the Water Act 2002. It was the role of national government to develop assets for the districts before the devolution. So, national government were developing assets for maybe Kericho through Lake Victoria South. We are actually around 8 districts or 8 counties within the Lake Victoria South. That is why we have assets tagged as Lake Victoria South. What we need to be cognizant is that as we are domesticated in the county government, we don't exist in vacuum. And the people that we serve are the residents of Kenya or are persons of national or persons of Kenyan identity, but within Kericho County. So there is a role that the county government plays, and there is a role that national government plays. That is why you look at this investment project, the New Kimugu, the 1.02 billion project was an investment by the national government with the grant and loans from the Federal Republic of Germany. So when national government wants to invest, they do it through the Waterworks Agency. When county government wants to invest, they do it through the Department of Water, Energy, Environment, Forestry, and Natural Resources. I hope I've made clarification. No, we are not. It's actually limited liability company. Yes, which is actually the yes. We are actually a semi-autonomous government entity by law. But if you look at immediately devolution came in, the appointment of the directors is done by the governor, but through a process. Because the Water Act 2016 recognizes the several categories of the customers that we have. We have those in the rural, must have a representation. We have those in the manufacturing, must have a representation. We have youths and persons with disabilities, they must have a representation, because this is a commodity that cuts across whoever in the society. Thank you.
Okay, through the chair, I would like to know whether you have arrangements with regard to PPP, public-private partnership. This sense, for example, we have Ekatera, which is a multinational company within our jurisdiction here. But they are providing water to their employees. It's non-revenue water. They're not being charged to consume that water. And they are not running in losses. Have you benchmarked or tried to copy a lead from them on how they are able to provide water for the people in Brook, in Kerenga, in Finleys, all the way to Jamji, yet it's non-revenue water? And is there a possibility for the county, KEWASCO, to partner with them so that we can get water? They already have dams, so we'll, to sort even the issue which Abraham was raising, was going all the way to Bomet. Can we do a PPP with them? We use their dams, pump that water to our reservoirs, and channel it to Buriti or Belgut. That is one. That's my first question. The other question is on this issue of bulk water. I'm seeing it's running from July 2022 to August 2023. And in this case, Litein and Kapkatet, I'm seeing it's averaging at close to 1 million. Yes, if we do an average. Yet
Volume of water?
No, the bulk water from Bomet.
Averaging 1 million in terms of, is it the volume or?
No, see, you're no longer paying for electricity to Bomet.
We pay bulk water.
Bulk water?
Yes.
Yes, I'm seeing there is a figure of 918, there is a figure of 2 million, there is a figure of less than 400. If we do an average, it's close to 1 million or 1.2 there. So with that, you were telling us a while ago that you sometimes go out of your way to sort out payments for the employees of if you've gotten this on like close to 1 million, and you sell it to people, of course with a small profit, however much you are saying we are non-profit making, it means we'll be able, with the rural scheme, Kapkatet and Litein, to get up to 1.5 a month. And for the statutory deduction, you need, you say 700?
Yes, 700.
So we have an excess of 800. I don't know.
Salary alone is to bulk. So that discussion is there. So immediately this one is anchored in law. Is when now we can get some donors, invest under public-private partnership. It is still a gray area in Kenya. It's still a gray area, especially in water. It's still a gray area. But I think when it is anchored in law, we'll now look at how to get the donors who will invest in a public entity. Number 2 is on the issue of bulk water from Bomet. Now, I would like to maybe take you through a very simple arithmetic. In the year 2020-2021 financial year, the total volume, this is not, yes, the total volume of, let me not even use volume, the total billings, financial year 2021-2022 is 10 million. 10,795,000 with some excesses. 2022-2023 is 14,219,000 with also an excess, 214. Those are the billings. That means the number of invoices that we produce cumulated to 10 million and 14 million, that is 2021, 2022, 2022, 2023. Now, those are the billings. How much did we collect with what we bill? Financial year 2021-2022, the total collection you have billed, but you have not yet collected. Now we collected 6,700,795. Right? We bill 10 million, we collected 6.7. Right? The entire year. And we are talking about a 12-month financial year. 2022-2023, where we had made a billing of 14 million, we collected 10 million the entire year. Against the salary of an average 2.2 million. It means salary around for 12 months is 2.2 million times 12. Takes us to 24 point something million. Am I getting it right? 24 point something million. While you have only collected 10 million. Give me the calculation, 26.4 million. Salary alone. Salary alone. While I've collected 10 million. The deficit is 16 million. You see that? In the same year, salary is fairly a stable figure. Fairly stable. Subject the revenue, the amount of money you collect, 6.7 million, charge it against 2.2 million times 12 months, it will still take us to 26.4 million, right? And look at 6 million. We still have a now. Why are we there? The reason why we are there is that we are not getting enough volumes. It is about the volume. The total volume that are required in rural to keep the rural cost center afloat is 8,800 meter cubic of water per day. 8,800 meter cubic per day. While you do interpolation, I'm getting 1,855 against 8,800. That is why we are unable. The rural cost center is at. When I get 1,210 meter cube of water against 4,000, I'm already at negative 2,791 in terms of volumes alone. So we need to get adequate flow for Bureti, and that rural cost center will be able to be at indifference, to break even. Thank you. Yes.
What if we ask them politely? They have a dam called Dimbolil. They have another one there at Karenga. What if you channel that water from there? And
Okay, thank you.
They have dumped.
Yes.
Have you tried to think along those lines?
Thank you. Thank you. I want to say that even for us to get this Dokamoja here, we had extensive discussion with Ekatera. Then it was Unilever tea. What happened with that is that we got into agreement because we are abstracting water from or within the tea estate. It is fairly stable, but there is something unique about that. It is actually is a mature river, that one I can say. Two rivers converging. The water that comes from the Mao forest, where there is less human intervention or interruption, is clean than the water that comes from GFC. So, if you look at the scenario with the Katera is unique because they don't, it is not run as a company. That water supply alone is not a company. It is a component within the entire conglomerate of business. So we need to look at that, but we'll also talk to them. But when we are doing designs for engineers, is that we normally do projections for at least 20 years. So if we go to Karenga, for example, we look at the area that we want to serve, the target population, the water demand, and then we do the projection for 20 years. That river may not be able to sustain. May not be able to sustain unless with massive protection. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that clarifications. Maybe when we had the first team, I don't know if this one has come to your attention, that there was appealing from the ICT to the hospital in Kapkatet on 14 December 2022. On the same day, they appealed twice. The first billing was 57,990. The second billing on the same day was 334,550. The following day, on 15, they appealed 57,390. And when they were sent for disconnection, now these people were going to collect for the revenue. Having this in mind, they have 3 figures using the same meter. I don't know if it has come to your attention and what is the take on this.
Thank you, Chair. I think I got the attention of this. I even did a letter myself for correction. What had happened, we have a 2-inch master meter that serves Kapkatet Hospital. We are allowed by law to estimate because the meter had stuck. This is a very sensitive meter. With a small particle, it gets stuck, but the facility gets water. So we do average. How much have they been consuming? So that we do an average for us to generate a bill because it will account to non-revenue water. So I did a letter. In fact, I think I'm the one who did the letter to this. That recheck the master meter to the hospital. Because when you get a customer that has been consuming 1 million, take an example of a big customer who pays you maybe 500,000 per month. Next month he pays you 20,000. It calls for worry. You have to check. So we checked and the meter is told. So we did the average and we billed appropriately. That is why it is not now a bill of 3. It is not 3. You look at the 57,990, 57,390. I'm not aware of these figures of the 57 and the 59, but I'm aware that I authorize for re-examination of that meter. That is it.
My concern was from the document sent for revenue collector.
Yes.
Having in the same paper,
Those three.
having this figure,
Yes.
that on the same day of 14 December 2022, it has a bill of 57,990. The other one is 334,550. That is the billing for 14/12/2022. The following day, there is a billing also. That is on 15. On 15 December 2022. That is the following day. It has another billing of 57,390. So I don't have any issue with the meter, but how did they generate this?
I want to
is for only one center.
clients. Yes, I want to say that our system cannot generate two readings. Even when you make payment today, like maybe in the morning you had
Clerk, the secretary, is the document around? Because we don't want to talk on things which are. Unless this is not a document from the Kenya Water and Sanitation, which was provided by the first team who are here, that actually it is talking of 14 December 2022. Debit actual bill 57,390. On 14th, the same day, debit actual bill 334,550. The third one is on 15. On 15, invoice estimate bill of 57,390.
Chair, maybe you give me time, I go interrogate the system. Because that information, I can get it from the server. I think that should be fine.
Chair, I would like to know from the MD the database for customers and how you keep the database and also how you track. Because the number of customers that you have, those who are active, those who are not active. And again, what do you normally do if a customer is not active? Because me as a consumer of KEWASCO, I might be treated as active when water is being supplied and I am paying. I might be treated as inactive, yet there is a pipeline that that has broken down. So maybe you lose a section of customers. So how do you track your customers as KEWASCO so that you might not you cannot lose the other customer again? For example, county assembly here. If we like to know maybe, for example, how they consume water, because we are also using water, probably I guess it's from KEWASCO, and maybe if we want to track and also know customers, especially the major customers, because here at County Assembly I know we are spending a lot of money, and again there are departments that belongs to the government, which I know maybe should be able to support you, because we should not have, like for example, County Government of Kericho, County Assembly of Kericho, maybe these other parastatals around here who are not paying or remitting their money to KEWASCO. So the key thing is, how do you track your customers and how do you follow up to ensure that the customers are paying and complying to the regulations? And again, have you thought of having technology? Because me, I'm looking at how do we find solutions to help KEWASCO sustain itself, be able to generate income and run. Are there options of technology to be able to assist you, to be able to track finances, to track revenue, and also track maybe employees and the rest? Those are the things that maybe I would like to know.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa. Allow me to say that how we track our customers. We have in our system the database of all our customers, including the exact location of our meter. That is for urban. And for rural, we are actually around 90% to get into the exact coordinates. I also want to mention that during our meter reading circle, these are also members of Kericho Water who are able to interact with our customers. So they visit, we have a meter reading circle. Part of the components or part of the reading parameters is you take a photo of the meter so that it uploads the reading. So that is one of the areas that we are doing good. It is actually a smart meter reading. We use a mobile phone. In terms of finances, we are using a number of systems with interfaces. We have the billing software. We have the SULIS, which is also interfaced with the meter reading. And then we have Sage for accounting purposes. However, we are looking into a future where we can have a system, a robust system that is web-based. We are calling it ERP. But the cost implication with our current status is prohibitive. It is a thinking in the woods, which I want to believe that at some point we'll be able to do it. Now, but moving forward, we have made a provision in our budget to do what we call customer identification survey this financial year. Some customers might have moved from where they were, but they still receive bills even when they have gone out of Kericho. So we are moving into actually doing a customer identification survey this financial year. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Maybe I was seeing on a document concerning the grievances policy and procure in your policy that be given a fair hearing by the immediate supervisor or manager concerning any grievances they may wish to raise. The managing director, KEWASCO, you have been interacting with most of your staffs. And, they hide a lot of information because they fear that when they reveal the information, you'll either sack them, deploy them, or take disciplinary action. And it is good as the head of the department that you give your hearing to your staffs. And they normally say, where there is a smoke, there must be fire. I don't think most of these people can create something like this if they have not seen something wrong in you. And maybe they have experience on the same. What is the way forward? Because you cannot work alone to deliver alone. As much as you are looking for a solution on this department, a solution will be achieved when there is unity, when there is when people can work together, so that they can deliver. But when people are working under a lot of pressure, and when they see you, is the time they can even deliver, and maybe even they can make some wrong mistakes because of the fear that they have created in you. I don't think that is the way to go. So I don't know, it is good to confirm also to this committee that what is your relationship with your staffs? Because if you find most of them complaining and maybe raising an issue directly to you, it shows that there is a danger somewhere.
Okay. Thank you, Chair. For me, I'm not aware of any person who victimized in my line of duty. I've executed my functions professionally. When we are doing the strategic plan, I want to mention that we had core values, 5 of them, where we say teamwork, integrity, professionalism, innovation, and customer focus. So I want to say, visit KEWASCO anytime. That door is open to everybody. I don't discriminate. I don't discriminate. Thank you.
According to the information director, and especially from the role, that there are some people who can ask for the advance. Unless this time when there was this alarm of paying 269,000. Some trace some issues, and that is the time you chip in and pay their advances. If that is. Now, maybe you can clarify on that, because other people are suffering. But 2, these are people who are under your hands. They have their children in schools. They have several issues in their families. Some of them, they have even said they are away from their home for a period of almost 1 year because they lack something to take to their family. You being the managing director to this department, I think you were seen fit to bring a solution, a lasting solution, and to treat your people in the right manner. So when a lot of concerns came to my desk, it is good also to share and maybe to brief you that there are so many people in terms of even going for training. There are some particular people that you treat and they can have their allowances there. Others, they don't benefit on this. There are some privileges, maybe opportunities that are in the department, which other members cannot enjoy. I hope these are some of the grievances from the staffs, and maybe I urge you as the chair that you treat your people equally. Even if there is an issue in terms of salary, as we look for a solution, it is good also if there is a way of going for a training or even having a meeting, let everyone enjoy those privileges. I think that is the comment I'm making to you as the MD.
Okay, thank you, Chair. I want to say that I've offered training across the board. I have never discriminated. I give them training opportunities equally, fairly. To all of them. We even train, I want to believe it's almost 99% of the entire company across the board on matters to do with development of operational procedures. All of them. All of them. And we pay all of them equal allowances. I am not aware of any person that I have discriminated upon. I'm not. Thank you.
Maybe one last one. The other time you appeared before us, there was an issue with the manager or for Societ, that there was acting, and there is a new person you had appointed. You promised us that immediately you will hand over the office. I don't know what steps have you taken so far, because it is now more than 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's actually 2 weeks.
Yes.
I want to mention that we had auditors from Deloitte who came to audit the project. So the contractor is handing over site this coming Wednesday, and everything will be handed over. All the documents are ready. Everything is okay. So it's just the handover of the project to KEWASCO, and then we also hand over to the new person. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone with any comment or question? Maybe I'll give you 1 or 2 minutes to make your last remarks before we end.
Okay, I still want to thank this committee very sincerely through the chair. I want to say that this is one of those very rare opportunities that we interact in a discussion filled with respect and decorum. I want to mention that for Kericho Water to turn around, I want to make the following, or to make my submissions on the following recommendations. That for a quick intervention measure, a quick fix is the county government to support us in honoring the components within the subsidy, especially on matters to do with salary harmonization and payment for bulk water. That alone, as you have seen from my presentation, that the lower the volume of water, the lower the billings, the lower the revenues, the higher the deficit in terms of meeting the company obligations. Number two is I would like to request this committee that we have this project and program funded by KFW and GOK, 9:1 ratio per pari funding, that we fast track the acquisition. You allow us, you give us the zeal to fast track the acquisition of land for this project to come to Litain, so that because within Litain it has two components. One is expansion of water supply in Itare, and two is the sewerage. As you are aware, Litain is the only town that doesn't have a sanitation or a sewerage or a sanitation facility. Kindly assist us, and also to, as you call the county government to come here, also talk to them to pay bulk water on time. That would be very important. So otherwise, I want to say thank you very sincerely for giving me this opportunity, this chance to make my submissions before this committee. Thank you very much.
Thank you once again. And maybe I'll make my last remarks that let us engage one another on the way forward and making some decision, arriving on solutions and the way forward in this department. I want to urge you as the MD that these creatures see confidence in you that you can deliver. And I don't think that using the court to solve some issues can make us to move forward, because we are living as brothers and sisters. We need to come together, we reason together, and we make a solution as the body of Kericho County. So I'm urging you, if possible, we can have a discussion outside the court to arrive on some and quick solutions in this department. That is my last remarks to you, and I hope going forward we should engage one another, fully engaging one another, because since the devolution, some of us are witnessing that we don't have any engagement with KEWASCO in terms of allocating some funds. This is the assembly that can approve some funds if need be, and maybe it shows that some of the things we have been doing outside the right position, and it is good that we make a solution to our people, for our people to enjoy the services of water. Otherwise, thank you so much. Enjoy your evening, and I hope very soon these people who have been suffering for a long time will have their salaries. You are the father to these people. Please provide a solution. Let us not throw the games here and there, but let us look for a way. And I want to request you, maybe before the end of this month, try your best even to pay a salary of 2 months to retain these people to their position, and even to bring the unity in their families. That is my submission to you. Thank you, and may God bless you. Sachinata.